Dimension. So for today's reading, I am going to be taking a look at any love messages from whoever it is that you have on your mind. So for pile number 1, we have the Smokey Quartz. Pile number 2 is going to be this Rose Quartz. Pile 3 will be the Amethyst. And pile 4 is going to be Clear Quartz. So go with whichever blend of card and crystal you are most guided to, and I will see you at your reading, loves. Hi, pile number 1. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this Smokey Quartz cluster, then you're at the right place. So if you were guided or inclined to this specific card, this in traditional tarot would be the Four of Wands. So it's very fiery energy, action oriented. I would say that you're going to know if this is your correct pile based off of your person. Your person, if they are very ambitious, if they're very outgoing and goal oriented, and just somebody who's always doing, somebody who's always very active, a real go-getter. Four of Wands is typically seen as that card of celebration, of joining together in union. In some of the decks, you can see a whole little family, almost like if there was just a marriage and they are celebrating, okay? So the Four of Wands can also be considered like a twin flame type connection. If you feel this very highly attraction, high magnetic attraction between you and your person, then that would also confirm that this is the correct pile for you, okay? So what I'm getting immediately from your person is very focused, laser focused on some sort of endeavor right now, which might be you. It almost feels like there's some sort of a mission that they're on, a quest to hunt down something. And like I said, in some cases I feel like that might be you, but it feels very laser focused on having a plan and executing it with action. So it feels very like currently in action. All right, so if your person has been reaching out to you, if your person has been, or if you've been getting together with them and they're like actively engaging with you, but also actively trying to pursue you. That's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this. Now, if this isn't necessarily the relationship, but just there's something that they're really focused on, it's something that's taking a lot of their time and energy, okay? Because like I said, it feels like this is an endeavor they're like putting all their energy into, whatever this currently is, okay? So I'm going to get you 3 from this deck. Oh, actually, I guess it's going to be more than that. 5. We have the card of Wisdom. We have the 2 of Water. Beautiful energy. We have the 8 of Fire. Death and Rebirth. And then we have the 2 of Fire. So 2 of Water, 2 of Fire. This is, yeah, I'm going to confirm that this feels very soul vibey, twin flamey, all of the above, okay? It's very passionate, very deeply connected energetically. And again, like I said, highly magnetic with that, a lot of lusty vibes, sensual, a lot of longing for each other. I feel like for some of you, you have been coming into contact with your person. I guess that's the very G-rated way of saying that you've been coming into contact with your person. But yeah, it's definitely igniting some fires. If you have not been connecting with your person, there's a deep longing on both your ends to connect with each other. Not only in that way, but just to feel intimacy with one another. It doesn't have to necessarily be sexual, but I feel like there's a strong emphasis on, with both of them mirroring to each other, holding on to their chest. It's just like, you're always here with me in my heart. Very married energy, very highly compatible match here is what I'm getting. With the wisdom being similar to what would be the Hermit card, there may be of some sort of reflection or something. There's a spotlight on something, maybe this hyper awareness of the amount of longing, because this card being on this side almost looks like they're shining a light to this energy that's over here. If you guys are in a place of separation, and this is just all energetic within your connection, yeah, I would definitely say that that is an intense, energetic, spiritual connection. You guys are definitely connecting in that area. But if there has been no contact, I feel like it's very soon coming to a place of transition, to a place of really almost like about to be unveiled. I don't know what that means. I sort of got the vibe like the baby was about to be on showcase. This baby that's in the egg, almost ready to be birthed. Something is going to transform. Sorry, I was looking at the numbers. There's a 8 and there's a 2. That might mean something. Oh, I just got for a second like that's in my birth date. Oh, those numbers, repetitive. But yeah, let me go ahead and get some additional tarot just to see which deck do I want to use for you, pile number 1. Let me go ahead and use this one. Let me clarify wisdom. We have strength. Clarify the 2. We have the magician. Clarify this 8 of fire. The 6 of pentacles. Clarify this 2 of fire. Clarify the 2 of fire. We have the Knight of Wands, and then Death and Rebirth. We have the Tower. Oh, I love how that came out. That is the same energy. Yeah, something's about to transform within this connection with whoever this person is. With strength, clarifying wisdom, I feel like for those of you that are in separation, this is a time of real, it's like necessity. It's like the need to go in separation, which is very common in twin flame, soul flames type connections, because there is growth that is accompanied with these types of relationships, spiritual growth that is absolutely necessary to fuel this connection into a healthy, beautiful place. And so I feel like with the strength card here, like I said again, if you guys, look, there's another 8 now that I just realized, because remember I was saying that there was repetitive 8s. Anyways, I got distracted. It's telling me that this time of separation is really putting you both probably in a place of building strength, especially if the separation came from being in a place of being triggered about something. I feel like you both have pulled away if necessary and really reflected on where the trigger came from so that you can address it and therefore strengthen your ability to handle certain triggers as they may come up, right? Because in life, especially when it comes to connections, we're always going to be triggered at certain times if there's things that we have to address, okay? So I really like that. This is building strength for what's about to come, because as we said over here at the real end, we have something about to shift very dramatically. This is not like a subtle thing. This is going to be something that shifts fairly dramatically, with the death and rebirth and the Tower being the card to clarify it. Both of those indicate something very drastic and sudden in some cases that transforms, okay? I don't feel it being anything bad. I feel it being absolutely something that is for the better of the connection, okay? You both are, like I said, longing for each other, with the Six of Pentacles over here underneath the Eight of Fire, as well as the Magician card coming up underneath the Two of Water. Like, you're both manifesting each other. In other words, all of this energy that you're putting into each other, in thought, in lust, if you will, in longing, in just, it almost feels like a fantasy that you both are either daydreaming or dreaming about each other at night, or potentially both, right? Potentially all day and all night, this person is all up in your energy. But yeah, with the Knight of Wands coming out to clarify the Two of Fire over here, where I said, like, the Two of Fire is like the Two of Wands in tarot. So typically it could indicate some sort of like stall before taking action, which I would say is definitely what's going on here with this specific Knight of Wands being a stalled knight, where he's actually there, like stalled in contemplation, like waiting for the right timing, if you will, to make his move. So that could be on either of your ends, or that could just be like within the timeline of your connection, that it's about to almost be time for some sort of shift in it, okay? With the Eight of Fire here and the Six of Pentacles, it feels like there is either a strong longing for, or a strong potential for like really good reciprocation is what it feels like, okay? For a lot of you, I really feel like this is like that need, like strong emphasis, because I did end up putting them in the middle. Like, there's a strong emphasis for need in consistency, with the Eight of Fire being that vibe of like back and forth energy, and then the Six of Pentacles being balanced back and forth energy. I feel like that is something strongly that you are calling in, but overall I see this energy being very good. I would say that as far as in regards to how your person is viewing this connection with you and what they are wanting with you, everything looks like a solid connection that has a strong potential to grow into something beautiful. Now, we end off here with it being an ending, but a rebirth at the same time, right? On this specific energy in this reading. So what I will say is that in the cycle that you are now with your person, that there is absolutely the right things that I feel I need to see to show that something is about to shift in a much more solid way into where this is going to be what you're experiencing in the physical versus just energetically, okay? So I feel like, yeah, it feels like a time of preparation. It feels like a time of laser focus. It feels like a time of growth, all right? So that is what I got for you. I know this was supposed to be sort of like, I think I had said it would be about messages from your person. If I had to say there was a specific message from your person, I would definitely say that it is to hold the faith of the energy in your connection, because if you are in separation, it could be easy to remove your energy from focusing on what it is you're trying to manifest to throwing fear into it, which I don't see right now. But I would just say, like, it's the right energy needed in order to shift this right where it needs to be, okay? So yeah, that's what I got for you, pal number one. If this did resonate, please let me know how, if you feel comfortable doing so in the comments, as well as liking and subscribing if you haven't already, loves. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile number 2. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this chunk of rose quartz, then you're at the right place. So the card that you were guided to is the Six of Water, which in traditional tarot would be the Six of Cups, which just so happens to be the card of soul connections, right? Of past life connections returning to you in this lifetime. I definitely feel like the person who you have in mind, I feel like they're in a place of really starting to open up to you. It feels new for some reason. It just feels like soft and young and fresh. So I would say this offering is sort of like them potentially maybe having had walls up with you at some point, heavy walls, and starting to soften up is sort of the vibe that I'm getting. So if that resonates with the situation that you're currently in with whoever you have in mind, then this is the right place for you, okay? So I'm gonna pull a few more of these cards, and then I'll clarify them to see what's going on in this connection, as well as any messages that your person would want you to know. I feel like pile 1, I didn't really give messages from the person. I just sort of gave like an update on the direction of their connection. But we'll see what I get for here. All right, we have the Sage. We have the King of Water. We have emotion and intellect. And we have integrity, which I have to cover. I'm so glad I cut that one quick, because usually it takes me a minute before. Let me get one more card, because I feel like it worked well in the first pile with the energies the way we had it. One more card for pile number 2, and their person, please. No, that's way too many. Let me shuffle. Okay, we ended up with 2. We have Union, ooh, and we have the Seven of Water. Okay, so I sort of feel, pile number 2, that your person, are they like a, here's what I'm getting right off the bat, like a hard exterior, real lone wolf, real like self-sufficient, independent, very wise, but at the same time they're actually just a big softie on the underlying tone of this, because that's right away what I'm getting with the wolf. Is the first thing that stood out to me, and he was just like trying to tell me how tough he is and how he's been navigating this life on his own and how he doesn't need nobody. But then at the same time, I felt like he was like wanting me to pet him. I just saw 333. But yeah, I feel like that's the vibe of your person. I definitely feel like this is a guided connection. Like however you all came into each other's paths, if you will, was sort of higher guided. And I don't know if you both have had the conversation as far as like what was going on in your life. I feel like you'll have that conversation at some point to ask each other where was your mind at? Where was your, which direction were you headed before we met? Because I definitely feel like you two coming into, I wouldn't say that you're in a relationship. It doesn't feel that way yet, but it does feel like there's a strong acknowledgement as far as how deep the connection is on both your ends, okay? This person is definitely, it may be hidden. It may be hidden in the depths of their ocean, because like I said, that wolf was sort of giving me the vibe like he's still, this might connect with pile number 1 actually. Wait, no, their person didn't have walls up. Your person, I don't know why I was already thinking I was on a different reading. Look at me trying to time jump. But yeah, with the walls up is sort of what I'm still getting. I feel like you've gotten, like, maybe the wolf has let you pet him. But he hasn't necessarily, like, let you, like, rub his belly. Like, no, he doesn't trust you that much yet. But he wants to. He wants to let you. Come on, show me his cute face. There, look at his cute little face. You know he wants to let you rub his belly. With all of the water energies here, I would definitely, there's a lot of water energy. So maybe either you or this person has strong water in their placements. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Either one of those. Doesn't have to be. It could just be that both of you are emotionally, have a lot of emotional depth. Yeah, your waters run deep, for sure. With the King of Water, I would definitely also say that there's probably a lot of emotional, is it maturity? Not maturity, that's not the word I'm looking for. Intelligence, emotional intelligence, to where you both have the capacity to really understand each other without really having to communicate it, because water energy sort of is just like very flowy. There's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily communicated. It's more on a feeling based. That's water energy. I feel you rippling in my waves. You know, we don't have to talk about it, but I feel you there. It's just an understanding, right, that you have as far as like what other people are experiencing or feeling about a certain thing. You can sort of gauge that, and I feel like your person and you have that very strong emotional connection. We do have integrity here. Didn't integrity come out yesterday for the reading I did yesterday for pound number 2? I think union did too. I could be wrong though. But integrity always just tells me that that this is, okay, so as far as in regards to a connection, your person may be, you know, just valuing the amount of integrity that you've shown them. Almost feels like you, instead of just accepting the wolf trying to sort of like steer you away from them, like I feel like that's a thing that they do. They sort of steer people away, not just you, but steer people away by showing them that. And I feel like it's sort of a test to see how willing you are to like stand your ground. And I feel like in this case you've really shown them that you don't phase in and out in who you are. Like who you present yourself to be is who you are at all times. You don't shift it or change it. You hold your integrity, and I feel like you're very consistent on that they admire that about you, because I feel like that's not something that they've encountered. Yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles here, which now, like, in connection to the wolf, I feel like this person sort of like claiming you. I pictured this guy being the wolf instead of this guy, and you're the treasure chest, and they're just like sort of claiming you, but not out in the open. Like, you're not on their Facebook page, lol. But it's sort of like energetically, like they've claimed you. They've decided that you're theirs. I don't know why I keep on like being called to that wolf. With the King of Water, what do we got? The Judgment card. So every time I see this specific Judgment card, it sort of just gives me the vibe of going towards what your heart is guiding you to. In this specific deck, that's what I get from it. Let me pause really quick. I need to get some water. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like the judgment card, this specific judgment card clarifying the King of Water is telling me that this person is sort of, I feel like that's out of their, it's sort of out of their comfort zone to follow their heart because they don't show their heart. They're not the type of person to wear their heart on their sleeve, but I feel like in this case, like, they're hooked on you. They have their sights set on you, and I feel like they're allowing, oh yeah, that would connect with them starting to soften up to you. They're letting their heart guide them on this one. And like I said, there may be some resistance, like some pullback on that. Like you may see the walls start to come down, and then they go up, and then they start to come down, and then they go up. It's not completely down yet, in other words. Emotions, intellect, the Knight of Wands. This sort of gives me like some uncertainty, because I did say that I was getting the vibe that a lot of this was not communicated, that it may just be like an understanding that you both share, like because you have this deep emotional energetic connection. The Knight of Wands sort of feels like they're gauging an approach, sort of unsure, like definitely not the time. Look at that dragon over there shooting its fire. Okay, so right now is not the time, but I'm going to be on standby until it stops shooting its fire. Yeah, this may be a standby to communicate, make that communication as far as what they feel. I would say with all this emotional focus in this reading. Tell me about integrity. We have a double. The Hanged Man and the Four of Swords. Yeah, this is giving me stole energy too. Remember what I said about what this person, I feel like this is what this person has been thinking about a lot lately. I mentioned, what did I mention? Sorry, I'm stretching my legs. I mentioned about the integrity card that they were impressed? No, that they admired. That they admired that you hold your integrity and you stay true to who you are at all times. You've shown them this many times, I feel, and I feel like that's been heavy on their mind. In something that they're contemplating with you. It almost feels like if they're questioning, but at the same time they're just like, no, like this person has given me every opportunity. They have shown themselves to be this way. Like if it were fake, I would have been able to see through it by now. Like this is who this person is, you know, but it almost feels like it's a thought process that they go through when it comes to you. Clarify union for me, please. The King of Cups again. We have the King of Cups twice. This person, yeah. This person. Their heart is with you. Their emotions are really tied in. They may even be like watching you from afar. It's two cards. It's sort of like, yeah, they got their sights set on you. Actually three, because this is like him watching. This is him watching, and then the wolf also is like, give me like I'm watching you. Seven of Cups. Please clarify the Seven of Cups. We have a double again. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the Chariot. Okay. So Seven of Water in this specific deck, and I'm sort of taking it as a where we're headed in this connection. That's sort of how I read pile one, and I'm reading this one similarly. In which, yeah, this person wants to take this to the next level. With the Seven of Water here, it sort of always gives me like go with the flow, which was the same vibe that I was getting from the King of Water and the Judgment, that this person is, and it feels like there's resistance there. But I'm not going to look deeper into that. Obviously, there's always resistance in these types of connections. Otherwise, you wouldn't need a tarot reading for clarification, right? It would just be smooth and easy. But it's not always like that, unfortunately. But I feel like in this specific case, they are allowing things to just flow, which they may have been resisting at some point. But it feels that this exact moment in which you are viewing this reading, because this is a timeless reading, yeah, I feel like in their energy, they're wanting to soften up, bring those walls down, and just allow things to flow. They feel like there's a strong potential for this union to be everything they ever wished for. Obviously, that also brings up a bunch of fears, but I feel like from everything that this person has experienced with you, depending on how long or how short this connection may be, pile number 2. I definitely feel like what they have been shown of you or from you when connecting with you, yeah, you really soften their walls that in a way that I feel like nobody's ever been able to do. It's just something in your energy. Yeah, they're watery. If they weren't originally a watery person, like, yeah, they're definitely now like an emotionally depth. They're in debt to you. You own their oceans, something like that. The Chariot and the Four of Wands, there's the wanting for them to allow things to flow in the direction of what they see as being a successful union. Four of Wands is that 1111 card, which also came out in pile number 1, in case you were guided to that. And then we have the Union card, which tells me that this person has, if not, like I said, which I don't feel, they've communicated this to you, but they have every intention, at least when it is that they are thinking of you and how they feel towards you, they have intentions of wanting to allow things to flow into the direction that they hope leads to a happy ending, happily ever after, with this Four of Wands and Union coming out here. Yeah, that's a beautiful reading, pile number 2. I'm happy for you. This is awesome. If this reading did resonate with you, please let me know how, if you feel comfortable doing so, in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that's what I got for you, loves. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile number 3. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this baby amethyst cluster, then you're in the right place. So the card that you were drawn to, or this pile specifically, is the Five of Fire. So this is the Five of Wands in traditional tarot, which indicates that in regards specifically to your person's energy, or this could also be within the connection with you, there is some sort of challenge currently in the connection, or in their energy in regards to the connection. This could potentially be some sort of disagreement in which the direction of where the connection is going, sort of like a standstill, like maybe wanting different things. Or this could also be like this feeling of competition, because it's also giving me that like very like masculine trying to claim what's theirs vibe. But this all feels energetically, I don't think it's, I could be wrong. We'll check out what the other, it just feels like there's some sort of challenge that you guys are currently facing, or that this person is currently facing within themselves in regards to connecting with you, okay? So if that feels like something that your person might be experiencing, or something that you know for sure they are experiencing because of how they've been engaging with you, or something that they've communicated to you, then you're at the right place, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle. There we go. That was a good one. All right, let me get a few cards in regards to pile 3's person and their connection. Pile 3's person and their connection. How many do I have? I have 5. Okay, I'll stop right there. So we have the 9 of, is this air? Or is this fire? Fire. So 9 of fire. We have the 8 of fire. We have the Queen of water. The 7 of air. Union. Card number 8. And 2 of earth. I can definitely feel the challenge energies seeping through into this part, although I do see beautiful grounded energy in here as well. Yeah, it's making an appearance. Before I read yours, I do want to clarify your cards before I go run running my mouth about what I may or may not know. Alright, here's this deck for you. Alright, please clarify the Nine of Fire. Clarify the Nine of Fire for me. Alright, we have the Six of Wands, so some more fire energy. For the Seven of Air, please clarify the Seven of Air for me. Seven of Air. Alright, we have, sorry about that. The Knight of Pentacles. Clarify the Two of Earth. The Lovers. Clarify the Eight of Fire. We have the Empress. Oh. And Death. Clarify the Queen of Water. Oh, we got double. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Wands. And clarify union for me, please. Clarify union for me, please. Clarify union. My tarot cards are telling me that they want to be treated nicer. I was shuffling them very hard and they were like, nope, don't do that. All right. 18 card of the Moon and the Page of Swords. I am going to have to sit with this energy because this one, there's definitely a lot more energies, contrasting energies, if I should say, than the other ones. So I'm going to just quickly push pause. That way I don't waste any on camera time. And I might rearrange some stuff just so you're aware, okay? Okay. Panel number 3, what I do have to say for you is that the energy that I was getting, like the overall energy about there being some sort of challenge or perhaps like some sort of inner chaos or inner turmoil, I feel it's within this person having to make a decision. There's very clear indication to me after sitting with the energy that this person is being pulled in 2 different directions, and feeling the need to make a choice that they are really struggling to make, okay? The reason why I say this is I feel like this could be anything, really. It could just be them fighting with themselves about the uncertainty about whether this is something that they want long term, or this could be another person that they're having to make the choice in regards to you. Doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be somebody who's in their life, who's close to them, that for whatever reason is against, and very vocally against, this person having a solid connection with you. Regardless of it, it feels like it's a choice of this or that. And I don't mean to make it sound like you're just like an option, like unimportant to where they would be willing to make a choice against you. I don't want to make it seem like that because I don't feel like it's like that. There's strong indication of a strong, solid connection between the two of you with the Lovers card, the Eight of Fire, the Queen of Water, and the Union, as well as the Empress, all coming out, okay? There's strong indication of this person holding you in high regard and you really having a lot of value to them, which is why they're having such a struggle. If you didn't matter to them, then it wouldn't be a challenge, right, to make this decision. But because you matter so much to them and this connection for them holds a lot of potential, it just feels like they're very aware that there's something in the way. And like I said, this does not have to be like they're dating you and another person, but it might be for some of you. The potential is there in the energy, okay? But for others of you where this is nothing to do with another person, because I don't like to do those types of readings, where this is just something in their life. Like I said, it could be somebody that is important to them. So it could be like a family member, a close friend, a coworker. It could be their career. It could be maybe you have different cultures. Maybe you have different faiths. Something that's really important to them, or a big part of their life. Doesn't have to be important to them, but it's a big part of their life. And they know that it is, in order for flow to happen in a positive direction with you and this connection, it feels like they're very aware that there's some sort of something needing to be cut out. I say that with the Death card coming out to clarify this Eight of Fire, because this energy is giving me the vibe, okay, of like really holds high importance in where their energy is being directed right now. Like I said, they see the high potential of having a victory and a very successful connection with you, and they hold it in high regard, and it's something that's very important to them, especially in their energy currently. Okay, these two cards gives me the indication of where there's something in the way, or something speaking against it, or something guiding them against it, something directing them, or just something that's in the way. And it could even be like behaviors. Now that I'm getting the vibe that for some of them, some of you, your person has certain behaviors that they are aware that need to be either changed or completely left behind. Certain patterns to break cycles. It feels something heavy, right? It's not going to be an easy thing to do, which is why there's that turmoil or chaos going on within them. Right here we have the juggling going on, which is that Two of Pentacles, if you will. In the traditional tarot, it's the Two of Pentacles. You usually see them juggling out of balance. In this case, they're holding strong balance. They're holding their own in trying to make this decision, but it's very clear that there is a standstill. Like this feels like their current energy, right? In conflict, trying to make that decision between one thing or the other. And here's the same thing. That's what the Lovers card is. It's that strong magnetic soul pull to another person and feeling very bonded to them spiritually and energetically. But it's also about making a choice. Making the choice to move this into something more solid versus just a magnetic energy that you feel with this person, or that they feel with you. In this case, they have the awareness that there's a decision that needs to be made. I keep on repeating myself, right? But that's what I keep on getting. Decision needs to be made. A choice. They have to make a choice to cut something out before moving forward, before pursuing. So if you guys are at a standstill for whatever reason, this person is in the process of trying to make that choice, okay? Like I said, this is showing me the potential of what comes after this person makes the choice to cut something out. And I mean, it shows a lot of stability. It shows a lot of potential of longevity and stability. If this person does make that choice, you know, to cut whatever they need to out and move forward towards you. The Eight of Pentacles, building solid foundation despite whatever it is that's currently challenging them. The potential for building strong stability and abundance, if you will, within this connection is very strong. Queen of Water, very in-depth emotional connection and how they view you as well. Eight of Fire, that strong, again, connection, strong pull towards you, a lot of attraction between the two of you with the Empress here. Yeah, this person's pulled to you. Like, you have their attention with the Queen of Water and the Empress. Like, they see you as it all, right? You're like everything, and everything that they would want embodying. It feels like very feminine, healing energy. You're just cozy, you're home, you're where their heart is, okay? The Ace of Wands would indicate that new beginning if that decision is made to cut out whatever. And again, I have to keep reiterating that. It would also include a very, like there's stability, there's strong communication, there's passion, There's emotional, like this feels like a very strong, solid union. And I feel like they know that, which is why it feels like they need to make that decision. Like if this is something that they really want, that's a decision that they need to make, right? They're being guided to it. With the moon and this hidden, I feel like they know that they want you. They know that you want them. They're being guided to it intuitively. With the union card here, like literally all of these readings that I've been getting have all been very like soul connected, which doesn't surprise me, right? But yeah, this one feels like the one that's a little more currently. It doesn't mean that it will be like that long term or that it's always been like that, but currently it feels like there's, like I said, a little bit of unsteadiness with this person feeling like I was gonna say the impulse to make a choice. Maybe they do. Maybe something currently happened where they feel like that nudge to move it along, to cut out what it is that they need to cut out and leave it behind for good, okay? That is what I got for you. Your person does want you. They're longing for you, and they're struggling a little bit right now. You should know, pile number 3, but that is what I got for you. If this did resonate with you, or you feel that it might resonate, could you please do me a favor of letting me know how it resonated, if you feel comfortable doing so, in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. If I drew a blank, just subscribe. It makes me happy. But that's what I got for you, loves. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile number 4. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this clear quartz, then you're at the right place. This right here, the destiny card that you were drawn to, pile number 4, tells me that your person and this connection specifically is something extremely divinely guided. All my piles, by the way, in case you've watched other piles, I just saw 22. That is my confirmation. But I felt it very heavily when I first pulled the cards that I would be choosing piles for today. Like I said, all of my piles have shown indication of soul connections, not just your everyday type of like love, flirty, romantic connections. No, these are all soul connections that I've been reading for today. So this one is like the dessert at the end of the meal, of the full course. This one most specifically with the destiny card right away just gave me the vibes like this is the type of connection that is like written in your blueprint, the type of connection that really unlocks a whole new world. Oh my god, why has that been coming out? A whole new world. Aladdin. That came out in a reading that I was watching from another reader in a pile that I chose. That's so funny because, and I think it's come out twice within like the past 2 weeks. So that's very synchronistic, okay? The fact that I heard that. It's going to unlock a whole new world for you. But not only that, but it's like unlocking the life that you were meant to live, okay? And I feel like you feel that. I feel like your person feels that. This is something that you definitely feel, and strong emphasis on feel, because I feel I feel a lot, obviously, but I feel like you and your person feel each other all the time. Like you are just engulfed in each other's energy, and there's like literally like no separating your energies from each other. They are entirely mushed together. It sort of gave me that vibe of like sand art, if you've ever done sand art, where you got to be very delicate when you're pushing, like to try to create, when you, like, let's say I put yellow and then I put pink on top, and I'm like trying to push down the pink to make a small like little impression into the yellow, but like if you push too hard or shake it up, there's no way of separating the colors anymore. And I feel like your colors just are no longer separable. Whatever energetic experiences you've had together, I feel have merged your energies in such a way that no matter if you guys go through your periods of separation, which you do, because obviously this is a soul connection if you're not in union yet, then it's definitely something that has its push and pull. But I definitely think that when you guys are in areas of separation, that you absolutely feel each other. This is mutual, okay? So let's see what we get for pile number 4. Messages from pile number 4 and this connection. Messages about pile number 4 and their connection with their person. Let me get 2 more, please. Or a few more, however many more. But give me something. Pile number 4. Is that too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I'll take them. We have the Queen of Water. We have the 7 of Earth. We have the 3 of Air. We have the 10 of Water. I'm going to move this over here. We have the Sage. We have the 7 of Air. And we have the 1 of Air. So a lot of air energy probably. Well, no, not that much. It's 2. 3. It's 3 different air energies, but more than we've gotten in any of the other readings. So heavy mental telepathic connection between the 2 of you. Also, we have the depth over here. Okay, this feels like a merge of all the readings, kind of. Let me clarify them, and then I'll sit with them. That way I don't start getting messages and then I have to interrupt, okay? So clarify the 1 of Air. Clarify the 1 of Air for me, please, for pile number 4. We have the 2 of Swords, more air energy. Clarify the 7 of Air, 9 of Pentacles. Clarify the 3 of Air. Clarify the 3 of Air, please. We have 2 cards. We have the 5 of Wands and the Tower. Okay, we're gonna go there, are we? Yes, we are. Let's get into the Sage. 4 of Pentacles. That's literally the same message we got in pile 1, just with the different deck, right? Clarify the 7 of Earth. We have the 2 of Wands. Clarify the Queen of Water. Clarify the Queen of Water, please. We have Death. Yeah, death keeps on coming out in these readings. I think everybody's going through a shift. Everybody's going through a shift of their energy and their connections. It's time to move on to the next part of the cycle is what it feels like for everyone almost. And let me clarify the 10 of Water. Lastly, clarify the 10 of Water for me, please. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, we have like 3 different 2s. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 2, 2, 2. All right, I am going to pause in case you see a shift of something. I might shift something around. Okay, pile number 4. So I'm glad that I read the energy on the potential of this connection before I pulled all your cards, because I feel like you needed to hear that. Or yeah, you definitely needed to hear that, because I feel like, again, this specific layout is sort of giving me that yes, this is the ultimate full picture of what the potential of your connection is to you, but at the same time, what's coming out in here, it feels like it's still in very beginning stages. Okay, why do I say that? Because right away what we did start off with was the Ace of Air, and then we had all of this air energy and chaos, which was sort of giving me the vibe of like this person, your person specifically, being really in their head. I don't know if this person is an air energy, but they have the ability to create such a storm in their mind, all alone, without anybody planting any seeds of worry or doubt. Like, they have the ability to create a big ass storm on their own, and I feel like that is what they're currently doing. So let me tell you, it feels like very flip-floppy energy is the best way that I can tell you. And to be honest, I didn't like have an intention when I pulled cards on like the certain time span. I just sort of felt like I was going through current energy as far as where this person's at. For this specific pile number 4, what I'm getting from you is this doesn't feel like a reading about one specific time frame of energy. It feels like they're giving me a broad picture of what you may experience with your person, pile number 4. But remember that I started off with the potential and how fated and divinely guided that this specific connection is. And I feel like the reason why I said all of those beautiful things about this connection is because what was going to come up in the reading was going to not indicate the exact same thing, okay? And the reason I say that is because when these are soul connections, there is so much beauty and potential that these connections have, but at the same time, they are a lot of work. They are a lot of work. Why? Because they force you to grow. They force you to seek more knowledge, to seek higher wisdom. They force you to go into your shadows and realize that there are things there that are holding you back. And because you want this connection and this person so badly, you need to fight those things in the shadows that you hold within you, which is also a lot of work. And then you have to pull yourself, after fighting those battles out, do some healing, which is also a lot of work. So I see that being indicated as what you will potentially experience, especially in the beginning stages. Again, strong emphasis. If you, pile number 4, are inquiring about somebody that's fairly new to you in your energy, then I'm going to say, and it's resonating so far with you feeling this strong, feeling like this person came into your life by no accident, okay? But feeling some friction with this person already right off the bat. Because we start off in the beginning with that air energy, which means everything being very up in the air, in not grounded, no foundation perhaps, with the 2 of Swords being already like this or that sort of vibe, like being confused. Lack of communication as well could be a potential thing. Something that could also potentially get in the way is independence. Perhaps the 2 of you and your person are very independent people to begin with, which is also a hurdle that you may be facing. I feel like I'm just getting a reading on what hurdles will you be facing. This reading took a complete shift, but I see it. I see all of these things, and for whatever reason, if you are still watching this reading and you are still resonating with this reading, then it is absolutely meant for you. And it's sort of just giving you like a little roadmap of things that you can expect to potentially experience in your connection with your person, because I do feel like this connection driving this person to dig deeper in a way that they haven't before with this 3 of air. Typically the 3 of air is the 3 of Swords, which indicates heartbreak, but in this deck it's not indicating that at all. It's indicating that something that happens within your relationship triggers this person to delve deep into either themselves, into more awareness, or has them delving deep into researching higher knowledge, higher wisdom, a higher guidance of some sort. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this card, being that it is air energy, right? It's about intellect, it's about knowledge, it's about maybe communication, but it feels like really there's a lot of things that they have to learn, and that they're eager to learn in order to sort of really understand this connection. Because again, I see this like Five of Wands being chaotic, and the Tower. Yeah, there's going to be definite Tower moments for you in this connection with this person. And sort of really quick, let me say that I'm not getting that vibe right now, but when I first saw these three cards, the way that I laid them out, it sort of felt like, let's say this is the Tower and there's like a battle going on, and this person is up in the room, up in the highest peak of the tower, like trying to gather all the knowledge and information that they can before whoever's attacking gets to them. So it feels like very like time sensitive, and there are like people out there like defending, knowing that you or your person's up there trying to gain the knowledge before the tower comes down on them. It sort of feels like that. I don't know why. That may only be for specific persons or people, but if that makes sense to you, then it's for you. If that doesn't make sense to you, then don't worry about it. That's just going to be for some of you. With the Sage and the Four of Pentacles, it's giving me the same vibes that I was getting from pile number 1, which was the wolf, feeling like very like on guard and a bit defensive with 𝐿𝐿, but at the same time being very taken by you, being very drawn to you, and very maybe even protective. I'm getting protective right now. Your person feels very protective over you, pile number 4, like they want to keep you safe in their energy. With the Four of Pentacles coming out, that's the like holding on to, and I feel like this person really wants to keep you. Your person wants to keep you. Your person wants to offer to you and protect you, perhaps, with that energy. What else can I get? This energy over here is giving me like slow down energy. Seven of Pentacles is usually yeah, like really buying time, but really nurturing, like over nurturing something to the extent that it's just like it feels like very slow moving, like there's no progression. So you may have periods of time of stall before finally shifting things along. Okay, over here is where the energy finally stops feeling tense after this Death card, where this person is really, are these the same? Yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13. I just noticed that in these two decks, so that may mean something to some of you. I don't know, you can Google 1313 spiritual meaning or angel number and see what comes up if you're drawn to do that, okay? All this energy sort of feels like tense, and then all of a sudden at the end this energy feels like it loosens up a lot, actually, okay? There's at some point where this stalled energy has a very clear shift. With this specific deck, which I had not seen the Death card in this specific deck before this reading, there may be a point in the relationship where you may have to walk away, or you may feel like it's over at some point in the relationship, but I feel like perhaps maybe even vocalizing like, hey, I can't do this anymore, this just doesn't feel like it's progressing in the way that I would like, something like that. Hesitation clearly in her face of walking away and unsure if she's doing the right thing, but I feel like that movement is what all of a sudden unlocks this. It allows for your if this is your person and they're the ones walking away, then it creates a shift for them after having done so. If this is you feeling the need to have to walk away at some point in the connection, same thing. There's a shift in the other person's energy or yours after having done so, okay? The Queen of Water being nurturing, some sort of healing that comes in, or some sort of opening of flow of emotions perhaps in regards to communicating those emotions after this situation. But then we move on immediately to the 10 of water, which is like the 10 of cups, being completely nourished and fulfilled and healed and nurtured. Okay, that's what you want to get, emotional fulfillment too. And this 2 of Pentacles specifically in this deck, and in other decks it's sort of like a person juggling, but in this specific deck both pentacles are being used. So in other words, pentacles are energy that you invest in something. In this specific 2 of Pentacles, like I said, after this specific shift happens in your connection, I really feel like both pentacles are being used to push forward very heavily in the direction of clearing and clearing that experience and moving forward with this connection. It almost feels like this is the person that got left behind and they're just like, wait, like I'm coming for you. Oh, it was over here. I'm coming for you. It's sort of the vibe that I was getting from that. But yeah, I definitely think that if you are still listening to this reading, that I don't want you to be disheartened by anything that you hear. Everything, this gave me an expansive view really when I was actually looking for a much smaller time frame. But whatever happens, it happens for a reason. I always trust that. Okay, pile number 4. So this is what I got for you. Hold true to the overall energy of the connection, because I feel like specifically in spiritual connections, it's very hard to trust. It's always very hard to trust because of energies and shifts and things that happen that feel very chaotic and tense, where you're just telling yourself like, is this toxic? Or is this really, am I really being guided to this? So trust always your intuition first and foremost. The last thing that I would ever want to do is guide somebody in the direction of toxicity. Trust what toxicity is versus somebody pulling their energy back to protect themselves, which are 2 different completely things. If somebody is being deliberately mean to you or says anything to hurt you, words that are sharp and mean and demeaning, or makes you feel disrespected in any way, that's toxic. Okay, this I'm talking about feels just like a person having insecurities and things to work through. So if there is pullback energy or certain things in their actions that make you feel a bit unsure, that's what I mean by what this pile will be experiencing. Nothing toxic. Okay, I do not ever condone that type of shit. So that's what I got for you guys, pile number 4. If this did resonate, please let me know in the comment section if you feel comfortable doing so. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until we vibe again, loves.